I have here tick trefoil. And tick trefoil has burrs. It's almost like Velcro. So these seeds that come off a plant actually want to be sticking together. And you can see I've got a sweater, and if I stick it onto my sweater, they're going to want to just stick. They're really quite wonderful seeds. The way that the seed plant disperses its seeds is by having it stick to animal fur as they walk by. So they don't blow in the wind. They don't drop down at the base of the plant. They stick to something that's walking by, and they get dispersed rather widely. Okay, so if we're trying to sow these seeds, and first we stratify them, we've got to break them apart. Okay, and because they've got a fairly thick seed coating, and you can see, how thick these seeds are. They're quite tough with the little burrs. We need to scarify the seeds. So if you come over here, I've got the sandpaper here, and you take the seeds and break them apart. They just crumble, and they can come apart not without too much difficulty. And then you have your block with sandpaper wrapped around it. Okay, and you need to be gentle while you're doing this. You don't want to crush the seed. You don't want to remove the seed coat. You just want to scratch it so that when you are stratifying and then putting them in the moist, I use coffee filters. It's called cold moist stratification. The seed is going to break down, okay? What would normally take a long time in nature takes a shorter time if you scarify the seed. Scarify just means it's scarring the seed. So I just gently scratch it between two pieces of sandpaper, like this. As you can see, the little, if you come in closer, you can see the little scratch marks here, and that's all that's needed. Just a little scratch mark like that. That does a pretty good job with most of these, with the seeds. Just very gently all over this little pile of seeds. There we go. Okay, so then what they'd be is ready for their cold moist stratification. And if you come over here, I've got coffee filters that I use, and I take my sprayer, all right, and I will get that sprayer from the coffee filter. Then another one to put over top. There we go. Okay, you might have trouble seeing that. I take some of the seeds and I sprinkle them around on the coffee filter. There we go. Try and separate them as best you can. They are going to want to stick to each other, so it takes longer time to deal with tick trefoil than it does with other seeds that sprinkle. Okay, but there we go. And what I usually do is I put enough seeds on a coffee filter because I usually do a lot of propagation. So I have to try and be efficient. And I spread them out, and I try and estimate how many seeds I'm going to need to fill up the tray, a germination tray. That's probably about enough. Okay, I take another coffee filter. I just put it right over top. I need to make sure that it's not too wet. So I usually take something and blot it. And then I fold it in half. I fold it into quarters. I take a Ziploc bag. I usually take several of these quarters and put them into one Ziploc bag, like that. There we go. And then I label the bag tick trefoil. And you can write the date on here. Today happens to be January 22nd. Okay, so that's it. Not too hard. It's fun. It's easy. It's a little bit more involved than some seeds, but it's not daunting. It's certainly not rocket science. Okay.